Welcome back to the Job Files Faith Under Fire. We are on day 17, chapter 17 of our walk through the book of Job. If you have been walking on this journey with me, then you're probably thinking, just like I was, it kind of sounds really repetitive. It keeps repeating itself. I mean, it's like 17 chapters, and we keep hearing the resounding theme. You know what I mean? Job's tired of it. He's sick of it. He's telling his friends. He's conversing with his friends. He's conversing with God. Not quite conversing. He's telling God his problems. God ain't said nothing back yet at all. But he's tired. He's over it. He's misunderstood. He's emotionally hurting. He's physically hurting. His sickness is not getting better. He still has the boils and the aches and the pains. I mean, he's going through it. And what's happening is, okay, we don't really know the time frame that this is. Why do I say that? So we know that this him losing everything happened in one day. Then the enemy came back and was like, "What you want me to do?" And God was like, "Consider him again. Just don't take his life." So then he attacks his health, right? Then his homies come and they sit in silence for 7 days. So what happened between the time that the seventh day was over and they begin speaking to each other could very well just be the eighth day. We don't know. But think about the situations that you have been in your life, the situations that have you confused, misunderstood, and sick of it. How long were you in that thing? So listen, for me, before I get to here, right, here's where I have been in survival mode for like the last 17, almost 17 years, literally survival mode. And I read a post, I'm writing a post about it, because this is like Job in a lot of ways. I'm in survival. If you know what that means you're always on alert. You're always at attention and you're always, putting out fires for yourself, everybody else in your family, at work. You're just on actually working and moving and going about your days on zero, never being able to replenish yourself, right? You're always afraid of what next is going to come because you know something's coming because something always comes, right? Job is going through this thing and he don't know when it's going to end, right? He's tired. He's over it. You know, I got my notes. So here's what's happening in chapter 17, right? Job feels like his life is slipping away. He really feels like he's knocking on death's door. His sickness has not gotten better. And if you ask me, it probably got worse, right? Because what happens before things get better when you're sick? When you get the flu, you start out with a cough, a cold, a headache, a low fever, runny nose, congestion, a little bit of aches, a little bit of pain. But as that thing progresses, as the virus takes hold of your body, what happens? It gets worse. Now you got a fever of over 100. Some people have 102. Now you can't cough, you can't eat, you can't breathe, you hurt, you don't want to get up, you want to sleep all like it gets bad before it gets worse. So I'm assuming that his health is terrible. Okay, this is not an exaggeration. This man genuinely believes he's about to die. Okay, Job also feels mocked by the people around him. So the people that he believed would have his back, would comfort him, they're not doing that. They're letting him have it. Period. Okay, what else? Job acknowledges that only God can truly defend him. So he's praying, Lord, please. He's speaking like jury language, like court language. Please pledge for me. What does pledge mean? You're vouching for them. Lord, you're the only one that can vouch for me. Help me out in this thing because I'm tired. You're the only one who can do it. My people are coming at me sideways. You're the only one who knows my heart. Also, Job feels abandoned even by God. Yet he still believes God is just. He believes God is faithful. His theology is still intact. He believes God is faithful. He believes he's righteous. He believes he's honest. He believes he's a just God, a loving God, a caring God, a faithful God. But he still feels abandoned because he hasn't heard anything from him yet. He don't know why he's going through what he's going through. And lastly, Job feels like his hope is buried. I have no hope at this. Even if it was for 8 days, he still feels hopeless because for 8 days he has not heard from God. Meanwhile, he was a righteous man. He prayed, he fasted, he went to God on behalf of his family, right? He lived an upright, he was an upright man. He lived a righteous lifestyle. He lived what he preached about. So he's wondering, how can I have hope when I've done everything you told me to do? And I can't, you ain't told me why I want to this. When you know what my heart, right? So how do we apply what's going on? Because there's some lessons in this thing. You can be faithful and still be discouraged. Okay? You're discouraged, you feel beat down, you feel hurt, you ain't heard from God, but you still show up and worship every Sunday. You still show up and go to work every day. You still teach the prayer. You still preach the word. You still teach Bible study. You still show up. You're disappointed and you're hurting, but you still show up, right? Number two, God sees the truth when people don't. He sees everything that we do. And he feels everything that we feel. The Father knows, and he's concerned about you. Okay? Job's friends misinterpreted his situation. People still do the same today. They'll look at your struggles, your delays, your disappointments, your financial setbacks, your health issues, your losses, and assume that they know your story. Here's the thing, they don't know what God has in store for you. They don't know. They think they know, but they don't. Right? Again, the repetitiveness. Sounds repetitive, but that's the ongoing thing. When your spirit feels broken, God becomes your strength. Oh, Father. Job says, my spirit is broken, yet still God sustains. Your spirit can be tired, your body can feel weak, your emotions can feel worn out, but God, who carried Job through the lowest moments, will be the same God that will carry him through his grace. And he's also the same God that will carry you through your circumstance. Mm, my God. Hope isn't always loud. Sometimes it's whispered. So Job's hope looked almost gone, but it wasn't gone. It was almost there. Like he's almost there. How many of us have been almost there? Well, I'm gonna be honest. I'm almost there. I'm almost at the place where I'm like, okay, when is this over? What lessons do I need to learn? Because I'm over it. I'm tired. I'm over it. And when I say I'm over it, I'm over it. And see, my situation, people can't see on that. Everybody thinks things are okay. Everybody thinks I'm okay. But they can't see the hurt inside of me. They can't see that I'm tired. They can't see that I show up even in my pain. But I show up because God is the same God. Yesterday, today, and forever. And if He can do this for Joe, He can do it for me. So let's move on. Listen, I know we apply this to our daily lives, y'all. Sorry. But I'm not going to change this, right? How do we apply it? Okay. I'm going to give you a quick, oh my Jesus. I think I was going to cry on this one. Closing encouragement. God is still writing the story. It's not over. This is not the end. What you're in right now is not what you're going to die in. Father, your hope will rise again. Your strength will return. Your name will be cleared. Your joy will come back. And your purpose will be revived. God is working it out in your favor behind the scenes. Y'all be blessed. Meet me tomorrow for chapter 18, y'all. And I pray that you get something out of it. Be blessed. And I'll see you tomorrow.